Hi, Professor. It's Jacob Mahali again, and I'm going to be doing discussion prompt number 2. The question is, what would you do if a seller asks you to not disclose something like a door that sticks? Is this a material fact? Um, Generally, I would say it's probably a material fact. Uh, it's not something very difficult to fix. I've had a door that stuck, that was sticking, and it was a simple fix, not too expensive. But the question is, why is it sticking? It should raise some red flags. It could just be that the frame has warped and it's old and it just needs a new frame to go in, and you'll be able to open and close it easily, and it should be absolutely no problem. And it's cheap to fix. But knowing that, it's also possible that one of the reasons it's warped or it's sticking is because you may be having some sort of foundation issues where the earth has moved a little bit, where things have shifted and moved, where uh, the door is not properly closing now. It's sticking because of that fact. That's one. So that may be a material fact, because you do lose the desirability of the home. It may hinder the value of the home. But let's say you don't have any foundational problems and everything's okay. It's just sticking. It's an old door. It's made out of wood. The frame has warped. I would tell the seller, yeah, I think you should definitely try to disclose this because you don't want to be liable for it. One of the reasons is that if it's sticking and it's just easy to fix, no problem, maybe not mention it. But if it's sticking to a point where the severity is high, where it's hard to open, now you don't know if that potential homeowner or buyer is going to have someone who's weak or a senior citizen who has a hard time opening and closing. And if you end up having a fire by any chance and you all need to get out, or that one person needs to get out of that room because of the fire, and they're having trouble getting out of the fire because the door is stuck, because it's sticking, and they're not a strong person to open it, they're stuck in there and they could potentially lose their life over this, you would be liable because you knew this was a problem and you did absolutely nothing about it. So I would say in that case, it's a material fact. It's going to lose some desirability and it's going to lose some value, and it's a liability in itself if it's sticking to a point where they can't open it, especially someone who's weak, in case of a fire and they can't get out. So there's certain red flags that come about why it's sticking, and I think it could be foundational, it could be warping, it could be probably water that's accumulated in the area and the wood has warped, or it just needs a new frame. And because of that, I would say it's best to put it in writing, put it into disclosures, and have the seller know that if it's something else, it could be liable and it's simply not worth it. And that's it. Thanks.